And welcome back to the Dungeons & Chaos playthrough. We are in the middle of our guild quest sagas. We're getting ready to venture out and do the priest guild quest. I was just selling off some of the items that we did have in the inventory that weren't worth anything. I decided to browse through what the Lord Smithy has to offer, and I found this little guy. The Steel Baptizer of Dexterity. And notice it's the wrong class. Now we look at it, that is for a priest or an exorcist. Now that is a decent damage to undead, 23%. We've seen bigger. Bonus to evade, boost to dex, and look at this damage. It is a two-handed. That is 33 to 162. For somebody who should be squishy, that's a lot of damage. That is nice. Unfortunately, that price isn't nice. That's about almost 7 times more than what we currently have. So that can be on the back of our wish list here, because that'd be nice to have a priest with a big beat 'em stick like that. All right, so that's one item to our wish list. The next item that we actually do need to check off is going to be a tome of like fireball. I forget exactly what it was for. Let's go through here. Where was it? There we go. Retrieve the fireball spellbook from the Ember Orc for the priests. So we'll go ahead and leave our castle. We'll run back across the floor of the icy valley once more and go into the mountain path. So, you know, personally, I think the orcs should wander down here, maybe take both sides of these little caves over here, or these little outlets. I know I'm getting sidetracked right now. And just have them wander like back and forth, so that there's a little bit of an issue. We might run into a orc or a troll or whatever they are back and forth here. Because this run, with as many times as we have done it so far, this run gets a little bit boring. Going all the way back up here. Like I said, you do this run a couple of times, you're going to be able to run it, you know, in your sleep. We wave to our dragons as we go by. And we'll go ahead and enter our outlaw encampment. See, there's horses in the game, but we can't ride them. That would be a little bit interesting. Have a nice speed boost, I guess, across the world map. Gotta be like sprint when we're in the battle arena. Alright, let's throw a light back up here. Alright, so she gave us a map, and it's on the far eastern side of this mountain valley, towards the north. Let's go ahead and take a look at that one more time here. Oh, past it. There we go. Alright, so middle path should be alright. This should turn up, I guess. There we go. Past the lonesome tree there. Now looks like this is at a split just a little bit more. Alright, we got another way sign. I don't think we've seen this one yet. You can make out something about Ember Orcs to the east. So we are where we should be. Going back up into the mountains, it's starting to get snowy again. Alright, now I did say that the Ember Orc King liked to put skulls out in front of his cave. So I'm going to assume this is his. And all around this area, if you guys explore or want to explore, there are other cave entrances that will lead into more Ember Orcs. These dungeons, I do believe, are randomly generated. We can jump in one and we can prove that point. Yep, see, there you go. Creating dungeon. So if you guys are leveling up or loot collecting, needing gold, or you're just wanting to item find, maybe you get a little bit of upgrade on your equipment, here's a nice spot to go. Alright, we hear loud orcish voices. These inhabitants don't seem to be afraid of attracting attention. They are probably not our average orcs. Probably not. The name of Ember Orcs. Alright, broken chest, a little buckler, and a masterwork leather armor. You know, I always, like, if you click on these, this is going to be wrong class for these. I think bucklers should be, like, so low that the strength and dex would be, like, 8 and 8, and have to where every class can at least wear a buckler. So they don't have to be that much of a defense, but, I mean, it does add just a little bit, and it'd take up that slot. I mean, if we have a melee rogue, he can wear a little bit of buckler, but say if we go ahead and take our druid to the front lines, we can't necessarily use a buckler or a shield. And especially we saw that big two-handed baptizer. Of course it is two-handed, but there's other maces that would go good with a priest or an exorcist, and they can't wear a buckler. At least I don't think a priest can, or an exorcist. No. I just think that would be a nice little change to have one little tiny shield that every class can use. Go ahead and take that. Alright, so we're going to wander around here, and that is going to be our first little Ember Orc guy. He is red. He looks really angry. Kind of pissed off. Looks like he's got buck teeth too. If he had teeth like that, I'd be angry. Alright, so what's his weakness? We don't know yet, but he's strong against fire, so we probably don't need to use fire. We'll throw our magic missile, and I think we should be good to go. Let's go ahead and put auto on. Shouldn't be much of a difference, and I tell you what, I'm going to back up here, and I'm going to go mana rupture, because we have 3 of them. That's going to be able to spread a little bit more damage across. And of course, they're going to call help. Go figure, right? Let's go ahead and change the auto tactics then. So it's going to auto cast Mana Rupture. It seems to be doing a fair amount of damage on them. Yeah, it's in the teens. You see a little bit in the 20s. That's good. And of course, our fighter, our knight, need to get used to saying knight, does pretty good. We gained a little bit of a level and some more skills. And they gave us a bunch of items. Probably generic mundane stuff. We'll check that out right here. We'll take that level. Ornate shard, a little bit of mana boost, nothing else. Generic amulet, dagger. An okay bow of alertness. Again, these are kind of mundane items. Inferior warrior hammer, you know. We are a little bit beat up. Let's go ahead and touch our knight inappropriately. Or appropriately, because we are healing him. Alright. We'll continue wandering around. Oh. Daily skills. So if we wanted to, we can go touch him again. Almost top him off. Throw Wizard's Eye on, which I was actually about ready to say that we need to do. We need to keep Wizard's Eye and light up so we can spot any issues here. Not quite sure on what that thing is. It looks like a metal ring. Yep, it is a metal ring. More Ember Orcs. These guys are going down just a little bit quicker. They hit decently hard, but if you notice, we're keeping all our defensive stances up on that with the cooldown. Alright. See the door? Door unlocked. Wonder. Yep, we can aggro both of them. Now, it only gave us 4. I was hoping for a little bit more. That is okay, I guess. I think we're doing good. Our druid hasn't learned Mana Rupture yet, has he? Nope, doesn't look like it. We'll keep him with lightning then. Alright. Our fighter is, or our knight, is getting beat up quite a bit. And if I recall right, I believe he has Nimble. I think we trained Nimble, didn't we? Yeah, we trained Nimble. So, with him being flanked like that, that Nimble skills would actually level up quite a bit. But we don't want him getting too beat up. Alright, they almost started the run. Almost started the run. Alright. Now we are out of mana, so we're going to have to rest up here. Get that back. And of course we got enemies nearby, so it's not going to let us rest up. Yeah, they'll be right next door. Let's take him out first, so maybe one of these rooms are clear. I'm going to pull him off Mana Rupture. And I do that as I skip. There needs to be a minus button so I can stop going past the spell I want. Not a need or a necessity, much as it would be handy to have a minus button to go backwards in the list. Alright, let's go ahead and start. And again, these guys drop pretty quickly, fairly easy. They do call a little bit of help. Again, like I said, we did train Nimble, so flanking's not going to be too much of an issue once that levels up a little bit more. Decent gold for here. I mean, 1K. Oh, we ran straight into another one. I was hoping that room was empty. 1K per battle is actually pretty good. And we can get quite a bit of gold, and especially with all the items that they're giving us. Just as with any of the orcs, especially on the first island, if you guys were hard up on cash, or just were looking for that little bit marginal better damage, or a little bit marginal better defense on armor or something like that, the orc tunnels were the place to be. And I'm in here casting spells and I'm wanting to rest. Are the place to actually go and farm that. And when we were on the island of Bercia and we went through the orc tunnels, I believe we only went through 2 of them. One of them we didn't find the orc warlord, and the next one we did. And so after that we just kind of left them alone. And there was about 6 other tunnels there to explore and go through. I'm going to go ahead and throw a save up because we've been in battle here. There was a handful of tunnels left that we didn't explore. And we might do that a little bit later once we level up. We'll just kind of run through the orc tunnels, slaughtering them. But for the time being, I mean, this is the places, those in the troll tunnels that are right next to the castle. They're randomly generated, so it'll be different each time. Once you're comfortable with the orcs or the trolls, I mean, have at it, and you can just go ahead and farm a little bit of the experience, a little bit of the gold and the items there. And of course, once you guys are most certainly comfortable going through the Chaos Rift and doing Kempas or even Elder Dragons, or mature dragons, or young dragons that we did for the Knight's Quest, have at it. Farm till your heart's content. Nope, nope, we don't want to run all the way around. It's because we got a locked door doesn't mean we need to go in circles. Alright, and Wizard Die fell off, so we'll throw that on back after we get through here. Oh, we did take off Mana Rupture, so I tell you what, let's go ahead and cast Mana Rupture and put him back on. I think that's what we'll do. We'll pull him off of auto, cast Mana Rupture once, and then put him back on auto so he's throwing Magic Missile. So it just seems to take care of the groups a little bit better. We got chests down here. Alright. Short Sword of Slicing. Heavy Crossbow. Decent damage. Is that better? Of course. Can't use a heavy crossbow yet. We'll have to spec him to an assassin if we wanted to do that. But 45 to 135. Our damage is a little bit higher. And a leather cap. There's always got to be that leather cap. Or leather boot. Not fishing, but there's a leather boot. Alright. X. 117 on that axe damage. Alright, another little trick here that's kind of micro training. Whenever you get like a little corner of chest here and it says open, you go to spells and pop unlock. Even if you can just open it by clicking on it, you don't have to do anything else like that. It doesn't go through the lockpick skill. Cast unlock on it, and it levels it up. It just gives you an opportunity to cast it. It's actually decent armor. I think marginal. Nope, still 33, 32, 26, 27. 18 on the force is higher. And the evasion's worse. Speed's one tick better, crit hits better. We'll take it though. Yep, we got an orc behind us. Oh, Mana Rupture. Alright, you notice all the ticks of damage that occur all at once. If you go to fight stats, the damage isn't calculated into it. And a few people have talked about that on the forums. And that might get calculated into the fight stats. That just makes it nice. You can really see how much damage over time your maid does if they do Mana Rupture or even Ignite. I believe Ignite does the same thing, won't calculate it. Alright, here, this is what I'm talking about. It's a question mark and it's a broken chest. But if you... Alright, now see, this one's telling me that it's not locked. Which is fine because it's broken. But any other chest, you'd be able to do that. Broken ones, of course, it's broken. You know what, just for shigs and giggles here. Yeah, Ignite was doing like 1s and 5s on them all. That's funny. Let's throw a frost ball. Bam! 60s. And that guy is running away. There you go, 28. 30s. Put him back on auto. Warriors gained a level. Nice little boost for him now. And of course, their bonus rotations that are changed. He's still increasing dex, which is always lovely. We're going to throw a couple points into strength because there are a couple of big bows that have, I think, 23 or 24 on the strength. So we'll get it to that minimum requirement for whatever bow is ever to be used. And the rest is all that'll go into either skills that don't level up with use that too much, or into his dex. And of course, again, we're keeping him on range, which with a warrior, a ranger going into a warrior, keeping a ranged weapon, it is okay. They can specialize there. Again, I'm kind of one of the guys that feels that the Rangers need a bit of a different path. I mean, they can fall into a jack of all trades if you have them treated with melee and you're running a sword and shield. You can spec them on the warrior and it'd just be that much better. Or you can leave them as a ranger and keep those bonuses and do that every time. Now here's what I'm talking about. More than likely if I click on these chests, they'll open up automatically. Like say that one, it opened. But instead of clicking them and negating that, use the unlock skill. Get that extra cast out. So you guys don't have to spend points with that or find doors to spam it. But Rangers, at the moment, they're only shoehorned into that warrior status on specking a little bit higher. And I think they should have a little bit other options. Now, you can actually go to a magic lore trainer, and you can throw a point into magic lore. But they don't cast any spells currently. Which I think they should be able to learn heal. I mean, in most, like, say, Dungeons and Dragons play, even Lord of the Rings, Rangers was able to heal, at least somewhat rudimentary, through elven techniques. So I think going that way would be a nice little function to them. Or even having them with that spec, once they have learned magic lore a little bit, being able to go, say, Geomancer. Or if they're using a bow, go Marksman. Have that opportunity for them. Ran into a corner and there's nothing down there. And that's another reason why you want to keep Wizard's Eye up as much as possible. And in case you run past a passage that is hidden, you'll have a little bit better chance of detecting it. I'm going to throw Mana Rupture. Get those guys out pretty quick. Let's go ahead and look at the map, see if there's spots that we have not ventured to yet. Alright, so we got up here and down here. I think we got everywhere that we went, we actually got. I always see like little areas like this as inconspicuous. Like there's got to be a hidden entrance. You can go search all the walls and nothing there. Be a nice little retreat. All right. Oh. Just trying to get to the next place and we run into more. Again, at least these battles are not too tough. Kind of a nice, lax dungeon drop while we're looking for their Ember Orc King. Let's venture up here. And again, for expedience sakes, I'm just clicking on things, although I'm telling you guys to use the unlock skill to level it up. Alright, so I think we have found at least the well-fortified area here. And the door's open. I run up on the door like it was locked. I was actually the rest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up out of their cave. Recoup some recoup just a little bit of mana here, because we're going to have those guys lined up in that hallway back to back. And this also gives us a save point where if something were to happen that was unexpected. There he is. Alright, looks like we're going to have a four-way flank on our knight. Took us off of auto, took us all the way down to 25. So we're the do a quick little sprint to the south here. Move over. That gives our druid and our cleric just that little bit of extra chance to throw a heal on him. We'll go back onto auto and continue to whoop the orcs. Not quite back-to-back orc fights, but it's pretty close. Up there he is. That is our Ember Orc King that we need to actually defeat. Depending on if we take that other guy that's next to him, we might run back up the hallway and poke our head out the stairs and rest. That way our druid and our mage has enough mana for the time being. We'll see who's lined up behind. Yeah, it's just that it'd be the Ember Orc King. So let's go ahead and sprint back over here to the exit real quick. Get a save point, and let's get some mana going on. And if you notice, they do have a little bit more regen, and so that went a little bit quicker. It's always nice. Alright, so he probably went back into his little room over here. Light. It's always when you're going down a long dark hallway that your flashlight tends to go out. That's how most horror movies are. Need a flashlight or a light source the most at that critical moment the battery blinks out on you. Alright, hey, we got a rogue level. Let's go ahead and take that. Boost to evasion. That is always lovely. Alright. I'm going to touch our knight a little bit here. That way he's not starting to fight that bad. See, he escaped all the way, he ran all the way back, and now he's behind a couple orcs. Gosh darn it. I wonder if we can't... No, we're gonna... Yeah, we're gonna have to take this little guy first. I was hoping they might follow us all the way back into that room, and you might be able to aggro both of them at the same time. But it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to do that. Tell you what, let's concentrate our fire here. Mark 1. Mark 2. And, well, he's the last one anyways. Yeah, alright, there we go. And I'll feel okay. I mean, we're right at about the 50% level on mana. We're probably in the 80s with that. They're weak against paralysis. A lightning-ish, but that's about it. They're stronger against cold, which is crazy because that frost ball actually did quite a bit of damage to him. He is melee and fire. I think we should be okay. Go ahead and the mana rupture. And then we're actually at a mark. we're going to mark our Ember Orc, and we're going to keep Mana Rupture going. Alright, and here's the wonderful thing about warriors. They can tank. So once we go ahead and sprint him up here. Well, got the wrong guy. Alright, they surrounded our knight and took him out pretty quick. That is an insane amount of orcery going on here. That's just silly. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And the Ember Orc King? That's just too much. Ain't nobody got time for that. Alright. Surprisingly, he's still alive. Where's the king? Where is he? Is that he? Yeah, there he is. Oh. Alright. Reload. Tell you what, we're gonna pull out all those little guys out of that, so it's just gonna be us and then the Orc King. Now, like I said, I was feeling okay with about 50% mana. Now I'm reconsidering that. Go ahead and level that up. Of course, that evasion bonus again. All about deja vu now. We've done this once before. Alright. Now, could you imagine a moment ago when I was trying to aggro both those groups, how disastrous that would have been? It would have been fun, but it would have been disastrous. We would have really jacked the party up then. I think this guy is going to be the last little orc guarding this room. So with that, I'm going to run at the end of the hall. I don't think nothing's going to follow us then. We'll rest and save and then run back down. But, little trumpet sound. Oh, there's another guy there. Little trumpet sound at the end of the battle is a kind of a nice touch. I think I'll forever have the victory song of Final Fantasy ingrained in my head, which is nice because we come to expect that from Final Fantasy games. That and the Chocobo theme song. Yep. He's after us. We are trying to steal his loot, and he's like, no! But we're not going to have that. We're not going to get jumped again at half mana. We're going to be the ones to do the jumping. Alright, let's go ahead and enter back down. I wish he would stay by that freaking door, though. I'm getting sick and tired of going through orcs to get to him. They sigh. That was crazy. Why did he ran through our fighter like instantaneously? I was gonna say our druid was taking quite a few hits there. gained a level. You know what? I don't like it. I don't like it, but I'm going to take it. You know what? We're going to roll back. We're going to crudely revive. Not that I try to unlock anything. There we go. Let's rest. Hopefully not get jumped by any orcs running around this tunnel here. Thank you for the notification. Alright. We will save. And we will take this orc out. Alright. Once again, let's mark one of these guys so we can get him out of here. These guys, like, all of a sudden just got a little bit tougher for, like, no reason at all. Like, all of a sudden they start, like, really hitting our knights with some gusto on that. Okay. Topped off. And we are saved. Now let's roll at that Orc King. Alright, I tell you what, guys. I'm going to continue to fight these orcs a little bit. We're going to jump cut. As soon as I get a clear path to this freaking Orc King, I'm going to resume our battle. Alright, now we are full health, full mana, and doesn't look like we have any orcs in line to the Ember Orc King. So we are going to make his acquaintance. Okay. Now we're going to run lightning. We're actually going to keep that on lightning, although it's only level 2. We're going to keep that on lightning also. Right. And then we're going to immediately mark the king. We're going to run our knight out here. And we're going to start dancing around. We're going to try to keep their attention as much as possible. Let our range fighters, our rogue, and our now warrior do their job of keeping this guy dead. And we're gonna just kind of bob and weave here and use sprint as much as possible when we do this. Yeah, might get a shield bash in here real quick. Yeah, there you go, bam. And now he's gonna start calling people, so we'll have to get up and pick that guy up. Now we're going to try to not to get boxed in here, because he's at 50%. This is what he does. He's going to come and summon a whole bunch, making a fuss about everything. And we're just going to keep on keeping on here. And try not to get boxed in real bad. Always try to leave yourself an open spot to run. As soon as we get him killed, the rest of the orcs should actually run away. But that is to be seen here. Right. Now I don't want to run in a direction that is going to get me pinned in, which I think I just did. Alright, so we're going to Hail Mary this. See if we can't beat that orc up real quick. Keep our defenses up. Do as much damage as possible. We got a shoulder bash. There we go. There we go. And he is dead. Now, even if we die, we're going to have this book retrieved. But I don't think we're going to die. Let's see, they're going to start scattering and running. So let's go ahead and just throw on auto. Mana rupture. Now we might get one extra kill here. Yep. There we go. In the between times when I jump cut to now, we actually gained 1 or 2 levels just trying to clear the path out to get to the orc. There's a whole bunch of them. Ember giants and ember orcs that were in the way, and it was kind of frustrating. But running your tank around and having everybody marked on the Ember King is going to be your way to go. Now, we retrieved the book that we were supposed to, so let's go ahead and collect our loot that's in here. And go turn this in. There we go. That's another door that leads elsewhere. Don't necessarily want to venture any further in here. Now, you guys can certainly, if that's your prerogative, to go ahead and explore this completely and fully, go ahead. As for right now, I'm going to take that level. And we're going to run back to the castle. Turn this in for our quest reward and our guild reward, changing our cleric into a priest, which we have level 17 now. So I'm going to go ahead and save you the boring part again of running through the mountain path and meet you back at the castle. Alright, I'm back at the castle here. We're going to go ahead and quickly turn in our quest for our priest and change our cleric into a priest. And get probably a couple skills here. What ails you? Guild. 175 experience, 300 gold. Not much gold, but that's fine. And we're going to go ahead and change. Alright. And we did level up there, so we can go ahead and throw those talent points in. Now, she does train. She can train Divine Favor, Holy Chant, or Healing Hands. And we did pick up a new spell that we can spec into, if I can find it for you. That is Healing Aura. This is going to be a heal effect that hits everybody, but it leaves our priest a little bit dizzy. And Resurrect, which will actually lessen the experience loss on that. So we're going to throw a handful of points into there. Now, the max cap on this is 99, which is nice. We're not going to go that high, probably. It raises by 3, so let's go ahead and throw 3 more into there, and so we get it to spell level 3. So now we don't have to crudely revive when we die anymore, and we don't have to suffer that horrible experience loss. I am going to throw in a couple more into our healing aura, since our priest, we're kind of designating her just to healing, so this is going to be her bread and butter. We're not going to do anything much else. We did throw a point into Magic Missile in case she wants to throw some spells with some weaker enemies, but we're not going to worry about that. Now, with the Druid, these spells did come available. Now, if we get a couple of books, we might be able to learn and throw a couple of points into that. That is always wonderful. And the same way with our mage. We can eventually, with spell books, get a random point into that. We're going to go ahead and level up. And actually thinking about that, I think just because we didn't have a TP point, we might be able to do it with the Druid. No, we still can't. Okay. And of course we did level up with our new warrior, so we'll take that. And that he earned, or she has earned, more TP points, and it's quite a bit. Now, what we're actually going to do is, when we spec over for our rogue into assassin, which we're going to go do now, I'm going to change tactics, and I'm going to leave our warrior, I'm going to take our warrior off of the range fighting. The snowy shadow piercer that he has, I'm going to give to our rogue, because he'll be able to start using some bigger crossbows. And then I'm going to move him over to kind of like a big two-handed hammer or sword or axe, depending on what we find in favor. And we're going to save some talent points into spec that, because right now he's fairly high into the range tree. But we're not going to leave him there that much, because we're going to be needing another tank, somebody that's going to be a little bit denser than our other characters. So take a little bit of the damage pressure off of our knight. I'm going to go ahead and clear our inventory by a little bit. Join us next time as we're going to go find the Assassin's Guild and get our rogue taken care of.